We
and
are live.
and I'm waiting for the
Yep.
Instagram go ahead. I love the Instagram delay. That's wonderful.
Yeah, the Instagram takes a little while. Let me know when yours is going
Yep.
because mine.
We're live on FB,
Okay.
I believe. Let me see here.
I'm checking my FB as well. I'm going to
Yep.
check
Got
on
us. Got us on the old FB.
the old
And
FB.
then we're ready on
Oh, yeah.
Instagram as well.
There it is on the
Cool.
FB.
Let's rock
Oh,
and
yeah.
roll.
My Instagram is now live as well. All right.
All right,
Sweet.
JJ. Here we go. Okay, cool. So, I really like our topic because I think a lot of agents, I mean, a lot of agents have searched for this topic. A lot of agents ask us about this topic. And um, from my start in real estate, I guess I would say, I never realized how many different ways that there actually are to make money in real estate. Before, or like when I was getting my real estate license, of course, I thought about like, oh, helping buyers and sellers. And then I started realizing, oh, I could help out with referrals. And that's basically where my brain stopped. So we've been in this game a while now. And I thought it would be cool, and you thought it would be cool if we, discussed the different ways to make money because there are a ton of them, right?
Yeah. I think it's relevant right now too, right? We have, 2 weeks ago, right? We talked about the lawsuit changes and some agents are worried about their business. And so I'm sure there are agents out there thinking, what are some different ways that I could maybe make some money?
Yep.
Transactions in 2023 in most markets were down like 25% less properties sold. So for a lot of people, they're looking at additional ways that maybe they can make some extra money. And like you, when I got into the real estate game, so to speak, I was thinking there was, two ways to make money: transactionally helping a buyer, transactionally helping a seller. And
Mm-hmm.
like I said, like we have stuff we'll talk about, but there's like 12 different ways that you can make money. And there's different opportunities and different things that you can do that I wasn't really familiar with. And I keep learning things. Like, we'll talk about one of them, the affiliate thing that you do that I really don't do a whole lot of. Like there's different things that you can do that can add up to little bits or lots of it. But there's definitely different opportunities. And I think a lot of people, again, just focus on the transactional part of things, and you have your life revolving around real estate. There's other opportunities for you to maybe look at ways that you can create a little bit extra income.
I think, if we start with the transactional part of it, I think we should talk about how real estate changes, right? And, we are not in the same market that we were 2 years ago, 3 years ago. And, maybe it would behoove people to get to know like the foreclosures game, right?
Mhm.
There are agents that have no idea how to do that. Matter of fact, there are agents out there that have no idea how to show a foreclosure or write on a foreclosure. And so I think that if agents would take some time to educate themselves on that. Like we have a local real estate roundtable group, and there's an agent that specializes in foreclosures. He lists a ton of foreclosures, and he basically took the time and wrote a post about, hey, newbies out there, here are some do's and do nots. And I thought that it was a really well thought out post. Some of the stuff I didn't even know. And
Yeah.
I've, gone through a few like foreclosures, not gone through them, but, and then short sales. Short sales, I think we might see some short sales come back, things like that, right?
Yeah. And I'm dealing with the short sale right now. And that definitely could be something that we see with um, the market kind of. I think there's still some appreciation in most markets, but some houses, if you're in a bidding war and you bid $30,000 over asking, and now you're trying to turn around and sell it a year or two later when you didn't think you're going to have to do that, you you might be in that short sale situation. One thing I want to mention, or I'm going to say before we kind of move on. One, I know both of us, Sandy and I, are both watching our Facebook social media, not just Facebook, social media, Instagram. So we're watching those pages. So if you have any comments, definitely feel free to put comments in there, or questions that you have, and then I'm watching mine on my second screen here to the right. Sandy's watching hers. And so there's questions and comments. We'll definitely try to address those as well. So I just wanted to mention that. Feel free to drop something in the comments as well.
And matter of fact, I see on my Instagram, I wanted to say congrats to Arizona Steamers who passed their real estate exam yesterday. So congrats to you. Thanks for sharing that. That's awesome.
Yeah, very cool. Do we need to do intros? We didn't even do that.
Yeah, we never even said who we are. I mean, do you know who I am? I mean, come on.
Well, people on my channel aren't going to know who you are, and people on your channel aren't going to know who I am.
People on my channel don't even know who I am. They're just like, who the hell is this chick?
All right.
So,
all right.
When I ask police officers that question in that condescending tone, it gets me out of a ticket 100% of the time.
Yeah.
Okay, so I am Sandy Lynn Burnett. I go by that broker girl. I've been in, I can't even count the years now. So I got licensed in 2016. JJ knows I suck at math. So you guys do the math on that, please. JJ is my math guy. All right. He's the guy I consult for math. And I'm a Marine Corps veteran. So I definitely specialize in on the veteran side of things. I'm very passionate about helping veterans maximize their benefits, networking with agent veterans and veterans, consumer veterans. So I have a passion for that. And I am now with Epic Realty, which I consider to be an up and coming real estate brokerage. They are just exploding, growing so fast. So I was agent number 813, and I think they've probably already passed the 2,000 mark now. So they're exploding. So, take it away, JJ.
JJ Johannes. I don't have any fancy name I'm known by, just JJ.
You have to give it to yourself.
I'll come up with one. Yeah. So I've been in real estate since 2003. My background before that was technology. Got into real estate helping build a website and database for a marketing company that was helping people sell for sale by owner. 2012, got my real estate license. 2014, got my brokerage license, opened up a real estate brokerage here in Cedar Rapids, Iowa is where I'm out of, and had up to 20 agents, ran that till 2019, joined a cloud-based brokerage called eXp Realty. And then just a couple months ago, Sandy brought to my attention Epic Realty, and then moved over, just saw a lot of the opportunity, the vision, the benefits, all those things. And so, yeah, I think I was agent 818 or something like that was my number. Yeah, it's 818. So I was just right behind you on that. And yeah, it's up and coming company, but it's got some of these different ways to make money that we'll talk about. There's a couple on that list that they help us as agents with this, other ways to make money.
And then one other quick congratulations I wanted to throw out there, by the way, was congrats to Nancy Amos. She also joined Epic Realty, but she got licensed in Illinois. She's been licensed with Iowa for a long time. I asked her to get licensed in Illinois because she's local to some listings that I've got, and she's a team player, wanted to help out with showing those, and she rogered up and got her license right away. So congrats to Nancy for that. Awesome.
Yeah, very cool. Very cool.
Yeah.
All right. So, oh yeah. See, we're streaming this through something called Restream, and I found there's a chat, and I can see Nancy Amos posted, "You rock." So appreciate that, Nancy. Figuring out new stuff on this platform every time that we stream. So should we get into some? I mean, we're already 10 minutes in. Get into some of the ways we can make money, right?
Yeah.
Go over the boring ones that we all know first.
Yeah, let's go over the boring ones.
All right, not necessarily the boring ones, the ones that we're most accustomed to, I guess I should say, but the ones that most people think about is there is transactional income, right? So as a real estate agent, helping a buyer or a seller, buy and sell real estate is the one that's most common that people think about when making money in real estate. And again, for me, that is the majority of what I do as far as making money in real estate. But again, the one that most people think of, and obviously we wanted to mention that one because if we didn't, someone in the comments would probably say, "Oh, you guys didn't even talk about helping people buy and sell." Anything to add?
No, I mean, honestly, again, when I got licensed, I thought that that was the only thing that I'd be doing. I also thought that money would fall out of the sky and that, I thought that that was the job that I would be doing. I thought that it wouldn't
Yeah.
be hard to find clients at all, right? So I thought that I would just start making money right away, right? And so I'm kind of passionate about this topic because I want to make sure that, I think we want to help agents become successful, right? And agents quickly find out that it is difficult to make money in real estate. It doesn't come easy. But when you figure out how to do it, then you're like, the money's good, right? So transactional, when you hit it and when you finally get paid, it it's good. So I just had a closing this morning and it was a nice paycheck. It finally, the payday hit and that was nice. But it's just difficult because we're 100% commission. So I consider it every day I wake up unemployed, right?
Yep.
We truly never know where our next paycheck's coming from. As
Mhm.
well established as we are, we always have to keep putting ourselves out there and, keep hustling, if you will, right?
Yep.
So, as I say it, and this is some encouragement to the new agents, it's anybody's game. Every year, it's anybody's game. January 1st, I mean, even starting now, right? Some of these big dog agents, they keep doing it the way they've always been doing it. And there are new agents here ready to take their spot. They're hungrier, they're going to market harder. And to me, that's what our job is, and it is to market hard, market ourselves, market our listings. So,
Yeah, and along those lines, going back to what you're saying about, and that's what I think one of the misconceptions on the real estate side is, oh, it's going to be easy, and um, the adage is very similar in different industries and different things, but somewhere between 80 to 90% of the business is going to be done by 10 to 20% of the agents, right? So in a given year, some agents will do hundreds of transactions and teams will do hundreds of transactions. There are going to be agents that don't do hardly any, zero or one transaction. And really a lot of it is, getting people to know, like, and trust you. It's building those relationships. It's doing the work. It's making the conversations. It's like, I think a lot of people, when they get into real estate, they see the fun part of it, which is, to me, it's helping people, establish a dream and investing in a property, but also, getting to spend time showing people properties, getting to know them, getting connected with them. But that's like the 10% of the business, right?
yep.
The other 90% is, making calls, dealing with issues, and all those things. And so that's, I think that's where that perception comes in. But it is, one of the things I like to say. So you said what you like to say. One of the things I like to say is real estate is simple, but it's not easy.
Mhm.
Similar to, getting fit, going to the gym and working out. It's pretty simple. Eat less calories than you burn, you'll lose weight. But it's not easy. It's simple, but it's not easy, right? And that's where I think real estate is like that as well.
Well, and that's the thing, like, I see so many people like begging for coaching or whatever. And it's like, well, hang on. Most people know exactly what they should be doing.
Yep.
Okay. They just don't want to do it. You know, Getting on the phones or putting yourself out there, it fucking sucks. It's very difficult to do. But so that part's not easy, but it is simple. Like we all know what we need to do. So
Yes.
that's a
Yep.
good example. Okay.
Yep.
So should we get into like another thing that everybody knows now or should know by now, like the new agents for sure, which would be, inbound and outbound referrals?
Yeah, I mean, I think we can talk about that. Let's talk a little bit about how, um, how to maybe cultivate or find those even.
Okay. So, I've done a few things. Number one, for my outbound referrals, I actually have a sheet. So I have a form that I have agents fill out. And by the way, you guys can, anybody can fill this form out. Okay. If you're connected with me on social media, I love to give referrals to agents that I am connected with first. Okay. First and foremost. So my personal sheet, I connect or I consult with my personal referral sheet first. So if you're out in Arizona or, Texas or wherever, I'm consulting with this sheet first before I go to any other referral network. All right. So for my outgoing referrals, I consult with the people that I personally know, which hopefully they've filled out this sheet. All right. And more on that later, but it's in my bio, link in bio, and then you can find my referral form there. But I have found that that's a great way for me to kind of collect agents information and be like, okay, this is where this person's from. I have a referral for that area, because it's very difficult to keep track of all the connections that we make, right? Like we
Yep.
make so many great connections with agents, and how do we track that? Now for the inbound referrals, we actually just got a buyer under contract today. My shout out to my buyer's agent Christina up in Dubuque. We took on a referral from California, and that came through Instagram. So that came through an agent on Instagram who reached out to me and had somebody for Dubuque. Now, I truly believe that this is a combination of things. One is putting myself out there on social media. You guys know that I do that, but also it's specific tags that I use and it's locations. So the last time I was up in Dubuque, which was a couple weeks ago, I was tagging the shit out of that location. I was tagging like the bars that I was at. I was mentioning the places. I was tagging Dubuque, and I think that that's specifically why and how an agent reached out to me via Instagram for Dubuque. That's why I think, like, I'm not an agent in Dubuque, but I have my buyer's agent out there, right?
Yep.
Well, she buys and lists, but so I think that that really, really helps a lot as well. So what do you have to say? What do you have to say for yourself?
Well, yeah. Well, first I was going to give a shout out to Justin Graham, and he said no one wants to do daily disciplines. Which, going back to the previous conversation, yeah, I mean
Totally.
that's what it is. Like, how many conversations are you having a day? How many connections are you making? Are you following up with people? But yeah, on the inbound outbound referral, that is something I don't think I literally thought about for the first 8 years. I until I got to EXP and had a broader network of agents that I was connected to. No, I wouldn't say the first 8 years. Yeah, first 7 years for sure. 7, 8 years. I didn't really think about it. And when we moved over to EXP, or when I moved over to EXP, because you were there before me, then I started to think about that networking side of things. And so I'm not as prevalent on social media as that broker girl. I should be that tech guy.
You should be.
But anyway, I would go to, like, I made a when I was at EXP and moved over there, I made a very purposeful mindset to go to Quad Cities to network. That's how we really kind of
That's how
connected
we
in
met.
person.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then with other agents, I have a client that I'm working with from another agent in the Quad Cities, because I would go down there and go to these events and I would talk to the other agents. I go to Des Moines and I talk to the other agents. And so I would kind of do that in a same way. Got to learn to better to hashtag things, and tag people. But I like to go to the events to network with people, because you never know when that referral is going to come to you. The other thing I started a few years ago is I started a spreadsheet of, and if you're around me for more than a few hours, you'll know I have spreadsheets. So that is, when in doubt, JJ's got a spreadsheet. So I put together a spreadsheet, and I have states and I have city areas, and I have agent names, and I have, their phone number and their email. How I got started connecting with those is teaching some classes, through the previous broker in their world. I was teaching some classes, and so I'd have people reach out to me, ask me questions. I'd always ask them if I could be on their referral list and if I could put them on my referral list. So I have a spreadsheet of agents, across the country. And so I always, like you have yours you go to first, I always go look at that list first, right? Um, so that is something I've been more mindful of recently, but it definitely was something for me for the first, I really think it was almost 8 years that I just really didn't even think about it. Because if I met with someone like, oh, we're moving out of town, I didn't think to ask the next question, which was, do you need someone to help you in that area? Or do you want me to get you connected with someone, a local professional to help you with that? I was like, oh, well, good luck in Dallas. Good luck in
And
Indiana.
that's like
I connected
4
in
grand
Justin.
out the window.
Yes, 100%. But
And
it's like other things, is finding the triggers or the clues that someone else gives you to go down that path. And for me, it's like I had blinders on it to it completely for 8 years.
yeah, so I think the big key is always asking somebody when they're selling, what's next for you? Like, what are your plans? And because even if somebody's FISBOing, so if somebody's FISBOing and I start talking to them, like maybe I can pick them up on the buy side, right? Or I can refer them out to wherever they're moving far away. There's always opportunities. The best paycheck that I picked up on a referral was I was sitting on the plane next to somebody. And
Yeah.
I was talking about real estate, and they're like, we wish you were our real estate agent. And I'm like, you can't have me, but I'll find you somebody like me.
Yep.
And that was another 4 grand next month,
Yep.
and it was amazing. I was gonna also say though, so I own a virtual assistant company. I should really start saying that in my intro, but I own a virtual assistant company. JJ has been a client. So I have my virtual assistant go scrub Facebook groups. Okay. And people are always posting, I need an agent in Davenport, Iowa. I need an agent in Rock Island, Illinois. So I live in the Quad Cities, and, I've trained her to search for certain terms, right? In these referral groups. So, she'll search, a couple times a day. And then if she gets a hit, she'll let me know. And if I can respond right away, I'll respond. And if I can't, then she will, try to hustle the referral for me and get that deal sealed for me. Right. So we have some predetermined plans on that. So if you have an assistant, or if you don't have an assistant yet, another way to do it would be to time block for that, like couple times a day, be going through some referral groups or some real estate mastermind groups on Facebook and just be searching for those terms.
Yep. Yeah, that's what I was going to say next is there are, either at your brokerage, there might be some referral group opportunities. And then also on social media, there's definitely different referral groups. And, I know I've gotten tagged from past clients. That's one of the nice things. Sometimes people say, hey, I'm looking for somebody in this area. And I've gotten tagged from clients, which there is a lot. So if you ever see somebody post in one of those groups that they're looking for a real estate agent, there's like 100 people commenting on those. But, so yeah, that's definitely a way to look to find someone to connect. And I know we didn't, really have this on the list of referrals, but let's talk about referrals. I want your opinion, because I think we have a similar opinion, but a little bit different twist on referral companies, like signing up
Oh,
for a
okay.
company you pay a referral fee to.
So I have done business with a couple of referral companies. My biggest thing is and it's just personal, right? We all run our businesses. Like, that's what I love about real estate. We're all entrepreneurs. We can run our businesses however we want. I choose not to do business with any companies that ask me for money up front if they call themselves a referral brokerage. They can go fuck themselves if they want any money from me up front. If your leads are so good and you want money from me on the back end, I'm only paying on the back end, right? So I have closed sold.com leads. Okay. But once I started paying for them, because I closed some leads, so I'm like, oh, I'll pay you guys and let's see you know, they moved me to the top of the list or whatever. Once I threw money at them, like I never got any good leads ever again. So I would just advise agents if they're having success with sold.com, maybe don't give them any money, just keep closing the deals. Now, Op City and things like that. So I would say, you know, what they're going to do is they're just going to give you garbage leads at first and they suck and you have to run your ass off and you get like the, you know, bottom of the barrel, like low price homes. And, but if you close one, they start giving you better leads and better leads because these companies want to make money. So if you're closing them, they're going to give you better leads. They're going to give you more qualified leads. They're going to give you higher price leads. So they work if you work them. They work if you're diligent. Though that's my opinion on that.
Yeah, and I'd say the same thing. Like what I usually tell agents, I would not spend money up front to get any of those referral leads, but I would be willing to, if it depends on each agent, but I would be willing to pay something on the end for a closed transaction. Because so if we're talking about leads, what is a lead? Can I, now this dates myself, but can I grab a phone book and give you a name and phone number? Is that a lead? Like you're going to pay me for those
Right.
leads, right? So you can get leads anywhere if it's name and number, but who actually has an intention to buy? Well, if you're only getting paid on something closing, then you're probably only give me people that you think have a higher probability of actually doing business, right? So to me, that's where I would look at the same thing. Like, right, looking at that paying the referral at the end. And Sandy made a great point, is a lot of agents are going to get that lead and they're going to make one contact and then they're done. So what I would tell you, you know, through, like, we use Lofty, have a smart plan, have reminders, like keep contacting them. You know, some of you may have seen the chart, but there's a chart about like most leads you have to contact like it's 8 to 10 times before they'll convert to where you can transact with that and make them a client of yours. And it's like less than 5% of agents are going to make that many contacts, right? So if you do the work, you will start to get better leads. And one thing for me, because some people are against those referrals, like I don't want to pay a referral fee. That's fine. That's good. The average client or the average person is going to buy and sell, transact in real estate every 7 years. So I'll pay that now because I'm going to be in the game for more than 7 years. So I'm going to get them the next time and I don't have to pay a referral. And if I do a really bang up job and do a great job on my service, I'm probably going to get other referrals for them. So just like a listing, they'll say can turn into 3 transactions. I think a referral can turn into 2 or 3 transactions. So I just pay the entry fee. And then after that, I don't have to pay it again.
Exactly. You know, when you say that though, what's crazy is some of these referral companies are starting to tack on to that and say, if this results in X amount of number of transactions, you still owe us from this. And that to me is crazy. So make sure,
Yeah.
you guys, that you are reading your agreements, because don't get your ass sued, you know, big time.
Yeah.
But yeah, that was interesting. And then also there is that, you know, 70% of something's better than 100% of nothing.
I agree. Hey, before I move on, what's the drink of choice tonight?
I'm being lame. This is
Oh,
watermelon lime sparkling water.
I got a peach crown with some sort of strawberry
Damn it.
drink in it. It's always going to be crown with me.
Well, I
Always
have
going to probably be
to
crown with me.
template some more dot loop docs for myself tonight, and these are contracts I'm working on, so.
Yeah, probably good call. Don't want
Also,
to
let's give a shout out to DC, who is very much alive and tuning in on our Instagram feed.
we
DC
don't
in
have our
Dallas,
moderator.
Texas. Yeah.
This is the train wreck that happens, DC, when you're not on with us, right?
For
We
only
need
past
our
referrals. Like we haven't even given any good secrets yet. This is nuts. Okay.
true. All
So
right.
what are the other ways that we're making money in real estate?
So another way that a lot of people may not think about is something called a BPO, right? And so some people may not know what that means. So it's an acronym for broker pricing opinion. Now, one thing I would tell you is always check with your broker first if you can do these and how you should get paid on these, because some brokers will allow you to get paid directly from the company that is looking for a BPO. Some will want you to go to that money gets paid to the broker. So that's my disclaimer. And you can read the bottom. These are our opinions only, right? But so a BPO, there's really three different kinds, and I've done a few of these. Especially in when I started doing these was COVID. COVID came and shut everything down, and I'm like, well, how am I going to make money now? Like I can't show how. Like there was that 3 week period of time where nobody knew what they were doing. We were wiping down our groceries,
Yeah.
to make sure we didn't get the COVID, right? So I did some BPOs, and so the three that I've done is what's called a PICR, Property Inspection Condition Report. There's an external BPO and an internal BPO. Now, there's different levels of things that you do with them. I don't want to kind of get too into the details. If you have questions on this, let me know. I can send you a list. I have all the companies that I signed up for. There's different pricing things I can send you because they'll say, hey, we're going to give you $25 to go do a BPO. And I'm like, okay, well, it's external. It's 20 minutes away. I'll counter $100. So I can give you kind of a price guide on that. But a PICR, you go by, you take some pictures, front of the house number, looking left down the street, looking right down the street. Then you go back and you upload them in, you answer a few questions that takes 10, 15 minutes. An exterior BPO and interior BPO, I would actually think for new agents, it's something to maybe do because you fill out a report kind of like an appraisal. And that was one of the things when I was doing those, I started to really get a little bit more fine tuned on my pricing, like pricing homes, because you start to go, okay, pluses and minuses for bedrooms, pluses and minuses for condition, pluses and minuses for square footage, versus, I would just get more granular on comparing that. So again, it's a report. You're going to take pictures outside for the exterior BPO, interior BPO. It's usually listed with an agent already. But you go through and take these pictures, and now you have to fill out a similar report, but now you have to pull up 3 sold comps and 3 active or pending listings. And then you have to give them the price that you think the home is worth. And so, again, it's an easy way to make money. The highest I'm trying to think what the most amount of money I got for a BPO was, I think $200. PICRs, those are pretty quick. Those probably average about $30 to $40. And then BPOs usually average, $75 to $100 when I did them. Now, this was literally like 4 years ago, but that's another way you can make a little bit of money. And also, what I like about it is while you're making the money, especially the BPOs, you're actually fine tuning a skill that you're going to need later in helping people price their houses. So you're not, nothing against going to drive for like Uber or doing Uber Eats or DoorDash, but you're spending time doing something that isn't helping you maybe in your field of real estate. Or if you do something like BPO, you can make money and improve your skill.
And you can be like, I've been through this house. I know this neighborhood very well, stuff like that. I really like that. I did get, lots of BPO offers in the past. I never actually did it. You actually kind of have my interest peaked on it. I don't know that I ever, would have the time to do that right now again, but it is cool. You're right, because you are fine tuning your skills. That's a really good point.
Yeah,
That's cool.
so my oldest son Trey is working on getting his real estate license, and this is something I 100% want him to do from
Yeah.
a training perspective for me. Like,
Hmm.
go out there, look at the comps, now I can help you kind of go through that, and he'll get better at pricing houses or understanding prices of houses by doing that. And it's math, a lot of it. A lot of it's the look and feel of it, but there's a lot of math to that as well as, bedrooms, bathrooms, deductions, and looking at it from an appraiser's perspective. Because
Yeah.
sell a house, as a buyer or selling agent, like there's going to be an appraisal on a lot of those coming back. So what is that? How does this appraiser look at that as well? And it's also helped me with challenging appraisals. When I look at the appraisal report, I look at it with a lot, because the BPOs that I filled out, a lot of it is it looks kind of like the appraisal report. So when I look through it, I kind of know more things about it. And an appraisal short last year, and I actually found some things that they put in there wrong, actually, when I was looking at it, because I'm like, oh, this doesn't make sense. And part of that was from doing BPOs 4 years ago, and doing several of them over a 3-month period.
I think that actually one thing that we were gonna announce is we're also gonna start doing lunch and learns on Thursday. We're gonna start that a week from Thursday, and we want to do, all kinds of different things that agents want to learn. But I think CMAs, BPOs, I mean, that's something, you can teach across the country. Like those
Yeah.
are skills that every agent needs to hone in on. And I think that that would make a really good class, actually. So
Yeah.
let's not forget that one, JJ.
Let's not. But yeah.
Um, okay, cool. Yeah, I have nothing to add on that since I haven't done those, but I've gotten offers.
Yeah.
Um,
And
yeah.
again, if people have questions about that, feel free to hit
Oh,
me up.
one thing that I
Um,
have to add is those fees are negotiable. Like you can
yeah.
actually, yeah, get them up a little bit potentially. So,
I would say of the ones I accepted, probably at least half I negotiated back. So
okay, cool.
you'll see a exterior BPO most time it comes through at $25 to $40, and I was not doing those unless it was like 75 to 100 most times. So
Okay.
now you can counter back, but it's kind of like in the world of multiple offers. Like if some other agent says, "Oh, I'll do it for 40," well, then you lost it, right? And you don't know. But yeah, you're going to get an offer, and you can decline it and say, I want more." I'll
Think about what
decline it
your
because of
time's
the
worth,
fee.
right?
What's that?
Think about what your time's worth.
Oh, that's 100%. The first time I did one, I think I took the $40, and then it took me like 2 or 3 hours. I'm like, well, that was like I got to up that hourly rate. That wasn't worth it. And then you get better over time. But yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But again, I mean, we're talking about ways to make extra money. Like if you're crushing it in real estate and you don't not focused on that, well, then you don't have to worry about those. But if it's like, hey, it's been a little bit slower, here's a way you can make money. If you're a newer agent, again, like Trey, my son, is 100% going to do some BPOs because, again, I think it's a great training tool at the same time of making some money. And instead of me saying, hey, do a CMA on this, well, hey, go do a BPO on this and actually make some money doing that.
And
Right.
then, your girl is all about social media. So I think that that's a great opportunity to, document, not create, post about your day, right? If you want to become an expert in real estate or, like people need to feel as though you're an expert in real estate in order to hire you, right?
Yep.
So if you start posting about doing things like that, um, showing paperwork to put it in your stories and things like that. I'm doing a drive-by for a BPO, blah, 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 explain what it is a little bit, but I think that that would also go a long way as well. So when you are real estating, make sure that your social media-ing it.
Sounds good. I need to be better at that myself. All right. You can kick off the next one because that's what you do that I do not, the affiliate.
Oh, okay, cool. So, I started this a few years ago, and it is affiliate income. Okay. I don't do like I'm not super successful at it, right? But I have become more purposeful with affiliate income and affiliate revenue. So I try to find out, right? Like if there is a brand that I really enjoy that people are asking me about quite a bit, I am trying to find out if there's, an affiliate link for it, and then I will sign up for the program and I track all of my links. So JJ, this nerd, would use a spreadsheet, but what I do is I have a Slack channel. So I highly recommend Slack, and that should probably get added to a class list too. But I have a whole Slack channel called Affiliate Info, and it's my affiliate links. And so I can run in there, I search, whatever I'm looking for, and then I copy the link and can send it to anyone or post it for social media. So different things. If it has to do with real estate, I have an affiliate link for the CE shop. So I'm helping agents or even newbies become real estate agents by giving them a discount, right? But I'm also profiting from it. So it's a win-win, right? So that is a good example of affiliate income, but you can do it on anything. There, my CRM that I use has affiliate income. Like that's really big. So I think if you are into that type of thing, you should just consistently talk about the products that you're using that make you successful or that you really enjoy. Don't be cringy about it. Don't like push it on anybody, but also treat it seriously. Treat it like a business. And then if you start to actually get super into it, there is, collaborations, like brand collaborations, which I have not fully gotten into yet. I don't have as big of a following like that probably I would do brand collabs yet, but I'm like have studied how to do those, and those are very serious, and I'm interested in doing those in the future, but I don't want to do those at the detriment to like being a sellout. So I've studied like how other people do those, and then they incorporate them into their own brand and like do them really cool.
Yeah.
Do you have
Yeah.
any questions or anything to add on that? I'm
No,
gonna
I
check
just haven't done anything
check
with
my
it.
links.
Yeah, you can
Okay.
check your sites.
Yeah, I was seeing if anybody had any questions with that because it kind of blew my mind. I didn't even think about it. Like every little thing that I use usually has a referral link or an affiliate link, right? And so I just sign up for it all, and whenever anybody's asking me about anything, I'm just like, "Oh yeah, cool, use my link. Here you go." And I don't care if it's a couple of dollars or a couple $100, like everything helps, right?
Mhm.
So,
Yep. Yep. No, I don't have anything to add to that one.
cool.
Also looking at the time. We were talking, I didn't know if we're gonna fill up an hour, and we're getting
I
close
told
already.
you we would. I knew we would.
I know, you're right. Maybe once again. All right.
Rev share?
I don't know, we can go through investing maybe fairly quickly because that I think will be its own
I
topic at
think we
some
should
point.
talk about rev share.
Yeah. Let's talk about
Be
rev share.
because I think, like, investing and stuff, that could be its own thing,
I
and
think it
rev
is.
share is, something that so, I think that one thing I would add back on the referral side of things, if you get, serious about wanting to build the type of business with agent referrals, I would consider joining either a cloud brokerage or a national brokerage because you have the opportunity to seriously network across the United States, across the world. But then also, it's like small and intimate, and you build these, strong relationships with agents, right? So, these cloud brokerages and these national and international brokerages that are, essentially they have no boundaries and no franchises. Epic Realty is one of them that we're with, that we're currently with, and they have rev share. So these brokerages have revenue share, right? Where, and I'm just going to speak specifically to Epic Realty just to make it easy, right? So, Epic Realty gives away half of the company dollar, okay, back to its agents who help grow the company. So, at first, it doesn't seem like it could be a whole lot, and then it kind of really starts to add up, and it's very nice. So my first check was like, I think $12 or something the first month that I got a rev share check. And then my March check was 600 something dollars. And then now in April, my check is past $1,100. It hasn't even like stopped counting, right?
Yep.
So that's the power of rev share, and it started to, accumulate, and that is, a nice chunk of change to have, and it's only my third month with the company. Okay. Um, and so I would say it's something that I'm already doing, right? I'm already talking about the brokerage that I'm with agents. I'm already helping agents. I'm already mentoring agents. I'm already making sure they have what they need in order to become successful. So it's almost like just getting a thank you from my company for doing what I'm already doing, right? That's kind of how I feel about it, and it is a nice like additional stream of income.
Yeah, and that, you know, coming from the traditional brokerage side of things, I guess I shouldn't say traditional. I have my own independent brokerage. The revenue share, I think this is where a lot of people want to close their ears. They want to tune this out. They don't want to listen because like, oh, it's right here we go with rev share. It's an MLM. It's all these different things. And like you said, it's like I'm not signing up to sell, some sort of protein drink. Like I'm just doing real estate, right? And if you really think about it, every company has revenue share. It's just where is it going? Where is it being applied, right? So every company takes a cap. Now, so for example, Sandy, who's to my left on my screen, is my sponsor. I do not feel like I am giving Sandy any of my money because I am paying Epic or my broker a cap. And they can decide what they want to do with that. If they want to have brick and mortars and they want to have different costs and they want to have different expenses, they can do that. But some of these cloud-based brokerages, like Epic, are saying, look, we're going to run our company a different way. And what we're going to do is we're not going to have these offices or regional managers or recruiters or all these different things. We're going to take half of what you've given us, JJ, as your cap, and we're going to share it to the agents that helped introduce you and support you in the company. That to me is beneficial to me because Sandy and the people above her, I have communicated with them and I've had conversations with them and they can help me in my business. And there's people underneath me that I'm helping them with their business. And so that part of it, I think lots of times gets people tuned out like, well, JJ, you're taking part of your money and giving it to Sandy. I'm like, no, I'm not. Like my 15% cap at Epic is an 85-15. So my 15% cap, wherever you're at, you're paying some sort of cap and that revenue is going to the company and they can spend it however they want. It's their money. I like a company that also rewards the people with that cap money that help bring me to the company and support me.
Mm-hmm. And it also is nice because like Epic specifically is a really clean rev share model.
Yes.
It was actually a big factor in me coming to this company, like the whole other part of the company with all the agent support and everything that sold itself, but the rev share model was really cool because all of the there was no you have to unlock your next tier and you have to have all these like qualifying agents in your front tier, and it was like, oh my god, really? Like I just it's 5 levels, everything's unlocked, and I'm getting 10% of the company dollar. It's so easy. A caveman could do it.
Yeah. Well,
I'm
this is
so
where
old.
I look at our disclaimer, and these are only our opinions. I don't know that there's another or there's not another brokerage that provides revenue share that doesn't have an unlocking component,
Hmm.
right? I think everyone else, you have to have something that unlocks, or there's the tiers are paid at different levels, right? Where that's something I appreciate because my previous brokerage, had people in 5 different levels underneath of me. And people could ask them, and I hope that they would say what I think is that I supported all of them the same. Didn't matter if they were in level 1, level 2, level 3, level 4, level 5. I was only getting paid on level 1. Level 2, 3, 4, and 5, I was supporting them, and that money was, within EXP and going other places. But that didn't change how I supported them. So I like that this aligned with my values, which is anybody that I'm involved with at the brokerage I'm at, I will support and help them in any way that I can. Right. And so I don't know, maybe you know of one, but I don't know one that pays the same no matter what level and doesn't have any sort of unlocking mechanism or agent count.
I don't. And that's what's been like really brilliant about it is we've been able to collaborate and help agents together. Like, and that has been awesome. I've introduced you to a couple of agents, and because of that, the agents have benefited more by knowing you and me. So yeah.
Like DC, our
Yep,
man
like
DC.
DC, exactly.
Yeah.
So I think that that could be a stream that people shouldn't shy away from. It's something that we all naturally do anyway. I hear people be like, "Oh my God, you're getting licensed. Come over to my brokerage." Like people are just like proud of where they're at, right? It's just an
Mhm.
automatic thing. there's just these jerk offs that like ruin it for the rest of everybody. Really. I mean, they make it
Yeah.
like so gross. Don't be that guy. Just be yourself and, be however you want to be. And you're going to find your people, right? You're going to find the group that you want to hang with. You're going to find the right people, hopefully, right? So that would be my advice as well.
Yeah. And the other thing now drilling down a little bit into Epic, because I've talked to agents and like, well, I don't want to do any attraction or recruiting. I'm like, you don't have to. Like,
Mm-mm.
here, just take the free signs, take the free photos, get the free car washes. I use mine again today. Like, take advantage of all those free benefits and have an 85-15 split with a declining cap. You don't have to. You don't have to attract any agents here. But if someone talks to you and is interested in the company, there is another avenue for you to create and have passive income. Um,
Mhm.
and yeah, I mean, similar to you, I moved over a little later, but like my first revenue share check, I'm actually going to get this month from March, and it's going to be pretty small. And by the end of April, it might be my April one that'll get paid in May, may be the largest revenue share check I ever got, exceeding the other revenue share check I had at my previous company that I was at for 4 years,
That's what
and
I think
worked
as well.
hard to
And
build
I
that.
had a downline of over 140 people at my previous brokerage. So, yeah. So that's what's exciting is just kind of like getting, like a fair pay, I guess I would say for that.
Yep.
And then also it's rewarding because we have been able to collaborate with some new people that like um just kind of are like opening up a lot more. Everybody just is, it's like a different vibe, it's a different culture because I would say with other brokerages when they were trying to make sure they're unlocking their levels, they're kind of keeping everybody for themselves, right? But
Hmm.
in this brokerage, you can afford to be more generous and be like, you know what, JJ, I think this person would be a good fit, working directly with you. I think you should sponsor them, even though I connected with somebody like DC, for instance. That way we both benefit, but like DC is the one who actually benefits because now he gets the expertise of JJ and then he gets, I mean, I don't know what expertise I have, not kidding, but you know what I mean? And so
Yeah.
that's what's really cool is you can actually, structure and make sure that you are benefiting people around you in a great way. So, and then there's also, I guess we should touch on this slightly, is there are certain brokerages, and Epic is one of them, that does do stock, right? That
Yeah.
is considered a stream of income as well. And I don't even think I wrote this down when we were kind of like brainstorming this topic ahead of time, but at Epic, you can take 10% of your commissions to buy stock, up to 10% of your commissions. And you can decide this each transaction. Do you want to spend 0%, 5%, or 10% to buy stock at a 20% discount? Okay. And this is still penny stock, it's still pre IPO. And it's your decision whether you want to buy it or not. I personally see an opportunity and I, spend my money where I see opportunity. That is my opinion, right? And then, but also, whether you choose to buy stock or not, Epic gives you free shares. It gives you free shares based on you closing, your first transaction, you simply joining, you attracting somebody to the company, you capping, it gives you free shares, whether you ever plan to buy stock or not. And so that's just a gimme free stream of income. So I think that that's really neat too. I think it's important to think about where you align your real estate business at. I know that when I was first getting in the business, I don't want to be like I was an idiot because like a bunch of us were idiots, right? When we first got in, but like I thought I was actually interviewing, a lot of people do. And then I'm like, what the hell is this? This is so weird, right? And then you start to realize like, oh, I'm making you money. What have you done for me lately? What am I getting for all the money I'm giving you? So I just would encourage agents when, especially if you don't think that, um, you are having a good experience where you're at, or you don't think that you are living up to your full potential, or you don't think that you're getting the most bang for your buck. I really highly encourage you to, do your research, because there are plenty of good places out there, and feel free to hit us up too. Like, we're happy to talk to you as well.
Yeah, I would just touch on like the stock awards again. I think of it from a corporate world perspective. It's like an ESOP. It's an employee stock, purchase plan that you have the opportunity to buy the stock, and you also get gifted stock. Getting something that helps you with retirement and saving up is, it's something that is kind of as revolutionary in the last 10 years or so. And I think it's just something, like you said, is what is your brokerage doing for you? How is it helping you with your business? What is it doing to help you move your business forward and reward you for that? Because as you mentioned, you're talking about like interviewing for the brokerage. So I've never worked in a traditional brokerage, having gone from my own independent brokerage to a cloud-based brokerage. But I think most people were going to take you. They would take me, right? We're a license. We're someone that can help sell real estate. And so, like, what is the business? What is the brokerage that you're aligned with? Which you might be where you want to be, which is great. But what is your business? What is your brokerage doing to help you with your business, I should say? And how is it helping you reach those goals? Whatever those might be. Everyone's going to have different goals. But, to me, having a brokerage that gives me a couple different income streams helps me with different benefits, helps me with, Holly, who's on the call, help me with, can help with prescriptions and medical stuff and all these things. Like it's impactful on your business. And so in this transitioning market, and particularly transitioning world of the real estate industry, because of recent things, where are you going to be at? Where are you going to hang your hat? Who's going to help you go to that next level? Who's going to help you with your business to get you where you want to be? Who's going to help you get to where you want to be so you can maybe do less business, or you can retire, or whatever it is? Because I think now is as important as ever to align with that as we go forward through these changes that we talked about a couple of weeks ago with the settlement from NAR. So, yeah, I'll end with
I've
that.
learned a shitload. Like, so you guys, I cuss a lot more than JJ, by the way, if you haven't
Yeah,
picked
because
up
I
on
try to
this.
keep it a little PG.
Yeah. We'll have to beep some stuff out, I guess. But I have learned a lot from JJ ever since I've aligned myself with him. Cause like at our previous brokerage, we weren't aligned, right? Now we are. We share a lot more about our business, like we're open book, and so we collaborate a lot more, and it's really cool. So yeah,
Yeah,
I mean, we're at the top of the hour.
look at
So
that. 1
what do you
hour.
think? Yeah.
I think we got through in an hour. That's pretty
That was pretty
amazing.
good without DC driving the train. That was a little rough for a while, but we
It
did
was.
it.
Yeah, it was like I don't know, maybe they don't have this in other places in the country, but we were on a level B road there for a little while, uh, trying to figure out where we were going. But I think we made it back on that paved road. You got level
Well,
B
I
roads in
hope
the Quad
that,
Cities?
huh?
You guys have level B roads in the Quad Cities?
I don't know what you're talking about.
Oh my gosh. All
No.
right.
Well, I
Level B
live in a
roads.
place called Betterdorf, so we our roads are paved in gold, actually.
Okay. Well, when we grew up in Delco, Delaware County, we'd have to go road tripping on some level B roads. So the roads that don't get maintained at all. So
Ah, I see.
so they don't get maintained. They're basically mud roads. So
Well, we hope that you guys got some value out of this, and just hit us up if you ever have any questions or want to chat. I do believe our first lunch and learn is actually going to be like a week from Thursday, right? A week from
yes,
Thursday
18th.
a week from Thursday, are we going to do it at noon?
Sure. Whatever time you're going to do it.
Okay.
It's your training.
Okay, let's do it. A week from
All right.
Thursday at noon. What I'm going to do a lunch and learn on, you guys, is I've been getting a lot of questions about digital business cards and how to maximize the use of it. So it's so much more than just, oh, download my contact. So I want to show you guys how I, market my listings through my digital business card, how I connect those to my signs. I mean, it's endless, right? So, the training will be about digital business cards and specifically Popple. If you want to set up your Popple, that's what the training will be about.
And I will need to attend that myself. So
Yeah.
yeah, the 18th, and we'll probably put something out on our social media pages to point to it. But yeah, noon on the 18th.
Awesome.
And if you have ideas on what we should talk about next Tuesday night, let us know. We have some ideas
Yeah.
brewing, but we'll take input.
Yeah.
And we probably need DC as a host. If he would be
We
home.
definitely need our brother back.
Yes, we need brother DC back. All right.
All right, guys. Take care.
Thanks, everyone. All right. See ya.
Bye.